Hey there. Okay, here we go, talking about my marriage with Damon. Ooh, this is fun. So, dear Zakia, what can you tell people about relationships? You and Damon look so happy. What is the key to your marriage success? What is the story of your love? And how did you know he was the one? What does the one actually mean? Sincerely, just being nosy. I like that, just being nosy, and that's absolutely okay. You know, most people who know me know I'm a total open book. You ask me a question, I'm going to answer you. And you might not like the answer, or the answer may be a little too blunt. But Damon and I, we have a communication relationship. We talk to each other. That is the one thing that we found out early in our marriage that was so important. It wasn't always great. We came from two sets of divorced parents. My mom and dad had issues of domestic violence. Damon and his dad and mom, they had their issues, and they ended up getting a divorce as well. I won't talk about their things because that's not for me to talk about. I can talk about my parents. So we didn't have those ground rules of what a relationship is supposed to look like. Of talking to someone, and we probably were married 2.5 years, and we were actually thinking about getting a divorce, like selling our house that we bought together and get a divorce. And that's just how bad it was. And we sat down and we said, okay, what do we want our marriage to look like? And so we wrote it down. It's just he and I. We wrote it down. Okay, and it wasn't what does the other person have to change to make it. It was what do we have to change in ourselves to make this marriage work. And so we came up with a contract on what we want our relationship to look like, what each one of us will do and contribute and be in the relationship. And that changed our relationship because it held us accountable. And so accountability and conversations about everything is important. And being honest and open, if it hurts, it needs to get out. One thing that is big, we do not bring up anything that's older than 90 days. You can't cash a check after 90 days in most cases, or 180 days, but we do 90. And so if you didn't address it, too late. It's gone, it's in the wind, you can't bring it back up. So that is why we're happy, because we talk to each other. We talk all the time. I can honestly say that Damon is my best friend, and I have a daughter with my best friend, which is absolutely awesome because she gets to see what her healthy parents look like. Even in all the things I've been through, I look at my daughter and I can say that she comes from two healthy parents now. Because we had her after we did all of these things. We didn't have Sullivan until we were married for 7 years. What makes our marriage successful was the key to our marriage: being open with each other, being honest, always talking, always backing each other up, supporting each other. My husband has a business, and if he needs me to do something, I do it. Whether it's getting paper together to do the taxes, whether it's scanning in receipts, whether it's cleaning or whatever, I do it. And the same for me. If I am doing something, like right now I'm doing a video, he's downstairs with our 3-year-old. And so he knows this is something I want to do and I want to continue to do. And so he's going to always make sure that I have the space to be successful, and I'm going to always make sure he has the space to be successful. How did I know he was the one? I knew Damon was the one when I was about 23 years old, and I called him. We had actually fell out. We hadn't talked to each other in like over a year, and I called him, and I was in Memphis. I was staying in Memphis, Tennessee at the time. And he was like, I have to see you. And I was like, okay, whatever. So he catches a cab from Asheville to Memphis, Tennessee to see me. I was like, why didn't you fly? He said, I couldn't think. I just needed to see you. And so he stayed there for a week, and then he caught a bus back to Asheville. He was like, you, and I was planning on coming back home. I was only going to do a year in Memphis and come back home. And I did. I went back home with my younger siblings. And he said, I need you. And I said, and I told him, I said, you don't want these issues. Like, I have mommy and daddy issues. My mom died. My dad wasn't the best that he could have been when I was a kid. And so I have all these issues. And he was like, I understand issues. And I said, no, I don't think you'll be able to love me like I need to be loved. And he said, what does that look like? I said, when I'm mad and I'm angry and I'm screaming and I don't know why I'm doing this because I haven't addressed it in therapy yet. And he said, at least let me try. And I was like, wow, I have been absolutely honest with this man and he still wants to try. Now, that doesn't say anything about us almost getting divorced at 3 years, because we were really struggling, because it was like we were trying all these things and I was healing myself and I was getting myself together and he was getting himself together. He was growing. He had children with other women and he was trying to balance that and be in a relationship that was going to be serious. And so it was a lot of things on the table. So what does the one actually mean? The one to me actually means someone who's going to stand by you, stand with you, in front of you, behind you, next to you, wherever their position has to be. They're going to support you. The one, Damon, he just, if there's something that happened, he always comes to the call. When I had Sullivan, I was very sick and I was in cardiac ICU, and Damon actually stayed on the mommy baby unit with Sullivan. And so here he was up there, the only dad who had his room with this baby who was 4 pounds 9 ounces. And when they released her, he went home. I was still in cardiac ICU, and he would bring her up there every day to see me. And he was at home taking care of our baby. I didn't worry about her being at home with him. I wasn't scared. She came to the hospital every day, very well taken care of. And I mean, that's just what the one does. That they know that when the call is put out there, they're going to take care of it. They're not going to allow their partner to not have. And like when Damon needed something with our kids, anytime, hey, let me move some stuff around. Let's figure this out. Somebody needs braces. Let's figure this out. So we did things together, and we're a team. And anybody who's willing to be your team player, that's the one. And a team player is a person that's, whether you're winning or losing, they're still on the team. So, hope that answered that for you. So next time we'll be talking. We're going to talk about men who do not ask for custody of their children. That'll be interesting, especially with Mother Day coming up around these parts. So see you guys soon.